I'm going to try a little bit of this now, let you know how it tastes. It smells really good, I have to say. Oh. They're really crunchy. As you can hear when I break it up. Oh, they're so good. Definitely got a chocolate flavour to them. You can kind of taste the vanilla right at the end as well, but it's not too overpowering. They are yummy. I might just have to treat myself to a couple of these. For my dessert this afternoon, I've just had my lunch, so I think I might treat myself to a couple of these with a cup of tea. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Beauty's Kitchen, and if you are new here then hello and welcome. My name's Alexis, and in today's video I want to share with you how to make my tasty chocolate biscuits. As I just mentioned, today I want to share with you how to make a really delicious chocolate biscuit. So this recipe is really easy. It is slightly time consuming, but the efforts are worth the results. And I thought this would make a really delicious sweet treat over the Easter holidays, or even better, a nice gift to give to a relative or friend. That's if you can stand to give them away. It's also nice to have biscuits in the house as well, I think, just to have something sweet lying around. And this is a great recipe to make with children as well. The first thing I've done for this recipe is I've weighed out all of my ingredients. So here I have about 150 grams of oats, and then I have about 100 grams of almond flour, and I also have about 100 grams of rice flour, and then I've got about 50 grams of cacao powder. Now if you can't get cacao powder, then you can always use cocoa. Make sure it's unbleached and all that stuff. Just make sure it's the pure cocoa and nothing put in it kind of thing, if you know what I mean. And then I'm going to add these to the blender, like so, as carefully as I can. So as I said, this would make a really great biscuit to make with children over the Easter holidays. My son isn't here at the moment, but I'm sure if he was, he would be helping me because he loves this biscuit. And my husband really enjoys it as well. I'm using ghee this time. Last time I used coconut oil and it didn't go down as well, I have to say. But I can sort of eat ghee, so I wanted to try them at the end for you. I'm not too good on butter, so that's why I didn't want to use butter. The first time I made these with butter, and my husband and son went mad for them. I promise you, they loved them. Anyway, in this bowl here, I have probably about 2 tablespoons of pumpkin seeds, and then I have some ground flaxseed as well, so I've got about 2 tablespoons of ground flaxseed, and then I have 2 scoops of collagen. Now I'm using collagen because it's a good way to get it into my husband and son's system. I saw this on another channel, I can't remember the name of the channel, but someone said they add collagen to their biscuits because it's a good way to get it into their children. Not that children really need collagen, they do have enough of it, but it's always good to top them up, I think. So yes, I've got about 2 scoops of collagen. I buy my collagen from our local wholesalers, so it comes in quite cheap. Collagen can be quite expensive, so do watch out for any bargains on collagen because it is quite pricey otherwise. And then I'm going to add in those ingredients for the blender as well. And then I've also got 150 grams of coconut sugar. Now I'm using coconut sugar because coconut sugar actually slides through the liver slightly easier than refined sugar does. Brown sugar's sort of the same. You could use maple syrup for this recipe if you wanted to, but I wouldn't put it in the blender here. I would put it in with the butter and I would add that in at the end. So I'm just going to add the coconut sugar to the blender, and I'm just going to tidy away these few bits as well, trying not to make too much noise for the camera. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to blend these ingredients together, and I'm going to use my spatula and mix the ingredients as I blend them, so I'm mixing them from the top and the bottom. Now I've noticed that when you buy a Ninja, it tends to mix everything all the way to the top and the bottom. So if you have a Ninja, then I reckon Ninjas will probably make flour quite well. I'm also just going to add a little pinch of salt to that as well. So a couple of pinches of salt. And as I said, I'm just going to mix from the top so that it all gets mixed together. Blended all of those ingredients until they formed a flour like so. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the butter to the flour. And I'm just going to add a teaspoon of vanilla extract to that as well, just to give the biscuits a little bit of extra flavour. I'm just going to mix that round like so. And that in there, as I said, is ghee. I melted that down earlier. Ghee is butter but without the milk, so it's just the fat of the butter. And apparently that's meant to be much better for us. I'm not sure if it's still that good for me, but I know my husband and son do quite well on ghee, so I like to use it as much as I can. And I have done a recipe on how to make ghee, and I will link that in the description box below for you. But if you do prefer butter, then please use butter. Or if you wanted to make these vegan, then you could use coconut oil as well. And I'm just going to add the butter to the flour, and I'm going to mix these around until hopefully it forms a big dough ball. Now the thing with this is you don't want it too wet because you won't be able to roll it out, but you also don't want it too dry as well. So if it does turn out to be a little bit too dry, what I can do is I can add a little bit of milk or maybe some coconut water to it, and then hopefully it won't be as dry. I do have quite a lot of flour in this bowl, but it's flour and the sugar as well. So you want to be able to roll it out quite thinly. I like to roll them out the biscuits out quite thinly, and I find they cook slightly quicker and better that way as well. So these are like chocolate thins for Easter. And I'm sure everybody's going to love them once I've cooked them. I think I am going to go and get a little bit of coconut milk. I'm just going to add the last of that butter in there, coconut milk, coconut water. I'm just going to go and get a little bit of coconut water and just add it so it just forms a dough ball quite nicely. So it is slightly too dry at the moment, that biscuit mixture, so I'm just going to add a touch of coconut water and just mix that in, and hopefully it will start to form a dough ball very soon, like a chocolatey dough ball. I keep saying the word dough ball, don't I? I'm sorry about that. If it's boring you, then please switch off. Yes. So that, you only need a little bit of coconut water or milk even. If you're all right on dairy, then you can also use a little bit of milk in this as well, just to glue things together and make it stick a little better. So I think that's perfect now. It's starting to form a dough ball, so I'm going to roll this out and then I will put them in the fridge, but I'll show you that in a moment. So I've got some flour here, and I'm just going to flour my board like so. Just so the mixture doesn't stick, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to roll out this mixture into about a ½ centimetre piece. I'm going to try for, I made these into thins last time. My husband and son, as I said, really liked them, they really enjoyed them. So I'm going to try and do that again. I'm trying to roll this as thinly as possible, or as physically possible, without it all falling apart. Mixture is really good this time, I have to say. It's a really nice mixture. So I've got a variety of cookie cutters here, or biscuit cutters. So I'm just going to cut out a variety of shapes. I wish I had some Easter bunnies, but I don't. You can use any type of shape you like for this biscuit or cookie. You could use bunnies, you could use Easter eggs. The decision is yours. So as you can see, I've just rolled the dough out to about ½ centimetre piece, and I'm just cutting the cookies with my little cookie cutters. And I'm just laying them on this board, and I'm just going to continue to do this now until I've used up all of the mixture. Before I put these in the fridge, I just want to say that if you have enjoyed this video today, then please feel free to give it a big thumbs up, and if you did really like this video and you want to see more, then please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And if you have any questions or any comments, then please feel free to leave them in the comments section below. Everything like that really helps me out, and I would really appreciate it. As you can see, I have finished making the biscuits, and as I said earlier, I'm off to put these into the fridge, which you might find strange, but the reason I put them in the fridge before I put them in the oven is they will come out cold. So when I preheat my oven, I will put some baking trays in, and I'll put the cold biscuits onto the warm baking trays, and the heat will hopefully penetrate the biscuits and make them lovely and crunchy. I do like a crunchy biscuit, I have to say. So as I said, I'm off to put these into the fridge for about 30 minutes or so. The biscuits are done. As you can see, they've turned a lovely golden brown colour, so I'm going to take these out and leave them to cool, and then I will try one and let you know how they taste, but they smell so good right now. I'm sure they're going to be delicious. So I removed the biscuits from the baking trays, and I've just put them onto a cooling rack, and I'm going to try one now. I made a funny looking one at the end. I had a little bit of spare biscuit that I don't think would have fit into a cutter, so I'm going to try a little bit of this now and let you know how it tastes. It smells really good, I have to say. Oh, they're really crunchy. As you can hear when I break it up. Oh, they're so good. Definitely got a chocolate flavour to them. You can kind of taste the vanilla right at the end as well, but it's not too overpowering. They are yummy. I might just have to treat myself to a couple of these. For my dessert this afternoon, I've just had my lunch, so I think I might treat myself to a couple of these with a cup of tea. So yes, that is the biscuits done. That's how you make my tasty chocolate biscuits, and that recipe I will link in the description box below for you. As I mentioned earlier, I'm off to have a couple of these with a cup of tea this afternoon, and I can't wait. So for now, that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to give me a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and please feel free to leave any comments below. And please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. See you all soon. Bye.